Welcome, everybody, to another session of the Contagious Leaders Coaching Club, and we have a guest with us today, all the way from sunny Florida, our friend and coach, Terry Brock.
Hello there.
Hey.
Hey, Terry. How are you? We're good. We're great. Thank you very much. Thanks for being with us. I'm John Hersey.
Yeah, I'm Beverly Belluri.
And our guest is Terry Brock, who is a speaker, an author, a coach. He's a technology wizard. He's one of only a handful of people in the world called a CPAE, which is essentially the Hall of Fame of speakers. He's been coaching us on technology for some time. He's done some really interesting things. He's the one that has turned us into or onto doing Skype and then video Skype, which is what we're doing right now. So we're focused on this module on a subject called vibrant communication, which is really all about using varied communication often as we get more communicated with. We've got to separate ourselves and distinguish ourselves using communication tools. I want to start with email. And the subject I really want to hit you with is that we've read that universities are no longer issuing email addresses to incoming freshmen, principally because the freshmen aren't using it. The freshmen think, A, email's too slow, B, it doesn't work, and they're using texting, Facebook, and Twitter. What's up with that?
Well, I think that's showing a sign of the times that many people, not all, but many people, particularly in that university age environment, are moving toward that. They do not use email as much. They're using Facebook, they're using Twitter, LinkedIn right now as we record this. Who knows what it'll be next month? I think the real key principle, though, is find out how your customers want to communicate. What tools are they using, and you want to stay in touch with them that way. Years ago, if it were the 60s, you'd reach your customers through television, one of those 3 stations only that were broadcasting over the air, or the major big newspaper in town, or maybe the radio station on the AM dial, way back when. Well, you've got to find out what it is that people are using now. For many people, they're still using email, and it's still a valid way of connecting with a lot of people, particularly at the executive level. However, if your target market is ages, say, 18 to 25, then I would definitely blend in Twitter, Facebook, those type of things, probably a little bit of YouTube as well.
As corporations start bringing in younger and younger employees, we probably will start seeing a shift to maybe more texting, would you say?
Yes, we're seeing texting growing because it's instant, and I think there's a lot of ramifications of that, both good and some concerns that I have. I think on the good side, it's instant communication. You can find out what's going on. I signed up for a service recently called iZig that gives the ability to send out messages very quickly for specials. Well, I think that's good right now, kind of like in the days, I remember back in the early 90s, mid 80s, there was hardly anybody using email. And I could send it and it was like, wow, I got an email message. Look at this. It's amazing. Hey, we can even type on the screen and look, they're responding back and it doesn't cost anything.
I remember those days. I remember my first email. I thought it was so great.
Yeah, great. Now, of course, we're looking at it and we go, whoa, so much of it.
Yeah.
We're swamped with it all. We can't handle it all. Same thing's going to happen with texting, although texting is a little more of an interruption because it grabs us when we want to see it. And so we'll have to process that. The thing that really concerns me, though, is the people that you'll see them sitting there and they're texting back and forth to someone right across the table from them. They don't even have the physical contact. And the worst thing, I think the very rude behavior is, oh, excuse me, just a minute, someone more important than you is sending me a text. I've got to interrupt what we're doing and send a text back. And I mean, I think that is nothing short of rude, whether it's texting or
phones.
Right.
Yes. Yep.
I was in the Boston airport about 2 weeks ago, and I could not help but notice that in a full section where the gate was, every seat was full, and not a single person was looking up. Everyone was looking at a device. And it just struck me that that's really how we're living today.
That's right. It's the third screen that we have. One screen would be your television screen you're watching, and so many people are just fixated with that. We got it, and their minds turn to jelly because of that. Another screen is their computer screen, and now the third screen is their portable device, our cell phone, or I got mine with me, my iPad.
Ah, there you go.
I get things this way, but I'm finding the iPad is giving us an extension far beyond that. It gives us as a screen the ability to read. So I can read a lot of books, I can talk to people, and now with, we were seeing more and more coming with this, and we'll have it more in the future, where we can talk to people, much like we're doing now on Skype. I can talk with people live and direct wherever I am through a portable device like this.
And video has been huge. I see more and more companies using video to
Yeah.
communicate not only with their customers, but also with their employees.
Oh yeah, because video opens up so many options for you. I've seen it in business. For instance, I have a client up in Pennsylvania that worked with something very successful man named Pete. And Pete is one of these old guys. He's not really big into it. He said, "We don't want any of this blue sky stuff." And when I was talking to him about Skype, I said, "Well, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it." I gave him the instructions what to do, much like I did with the two of you. Here's how you put it in place. Here's what you need to buy, etc., etc. His people put it in, and then he sat down in front of it after like a week or so later. And we sat down, he saw it, and he was just blown away. With Skype, see what's going on. It saves them money, saves them time, makes their customers happier, and they're making more money.
Yeah.
There's real business benefits for using Skype.
So it enhances instruction, also best practices. You know, if you want to really show how to do something excellently, video is a great tool.
And on that line, Beverly, what you're saying is what you're doing right now. You're not only recording them. I mean, it's nice that we can look at each other, we can see each other when we're doing these things, but now we can record it. And the fact that you can record it, you can talk to an expert in a particular thing and then share that expert's advice, that intelligence with whoever else you choose to do. That opens up a world of possibilities.
So suddenly the company has the best people in the world at their beck and call, so to speak.
Yeah. When you think about it, you're able to now tap into anyone that has access using Skype, and it's a free service. It's not like you have to pay gobs of money. You get Skype for free. Many computers today, most computers, particularly laptops, come with a webcam built in. And so it's just a matter of saying, okay, are you willing to invest a little bit of time, not so much money, but more time to learn how to do it? And within 15 to 30 minutes, most people can not only understand how to do it, but be up and running and using it like that.
Well, I know that more and more we're starting to use, develop relationships and do collaborations, whether it's vendors or suppliers or other speakers or consultants that are all over the world. So one of the questions is, how far are we away from being able to do a call like this with a third person or a fourth person in on the screen and being able to capture that video?
Well, it is available now. It has Oovu has been one that's out on the market for a while, and it provides up to 6 people that you can put on the screen at the same time for a monthly charge of around $15 a month. On Windows, with Mac, you could do it for about, I think, 3 to 4 people. But now, Skype, just this last week, introduced their beta program for their multi-user. Now, they say you can do up to 6. I've been testing and monitoring some testing here. We've seen it work with 4 people, not quite the 6. It just hasn't worked under our experiments. It might in some others, but we're seeing that this is now in beta form. It's already coming out, but we can do 3 to 4 people pretty comfortably. So like you said, John, think about it for a moment. Suppose we're looking at a real estate conference, and you've got a particular issue that's going on, and you've got some differences of opinions. Barb says you can do it this way, Bill says do it this way, Mary says do it this way, and Ralph says do it another way. So you've got 4 different opinions. Fine, bring all of them on, have a moderator, facilitator, who is tech savvy and also able to handle facilitation, to be able to moderate these as if they were right there in the room. You're saving huge amount of cost, and you're able to tap into geniuses that couldn't be with you otherwise.
So are companies, give us some examples of companies, if you can, who are actually using the new social media for more than just customer communication, but to communicate with employees, because now we're all spread out, many of us are virtual. How are they using it?
Oh, I'm seeing other companies use that a lot. For instance, we're seeing Google using it extensively. We're seeing, I know Skype employees are doing. These are the employees I'm talking about that are using that, connecting with each other, and they're doing it. Facebook, absolutely, because it's their product. Facebook itself has become like its own website. And many people are even questioning, gee, why do we even need this thing called the internet when we can use Facebook as that subset within itself to share
Right.
videos, and audios, and texts, send messages back and forth. And we're kind of going around all the other stuff there with email that we know getting spam and email. With Facebook, only those people that you approve, that you friend, to use that word as a verb, you friend this person, then they would be the ones that would be able to come on board.
We're seeing
It's a huge change in the way that we communicate and the way that companies are now communicating.
we're seeing top executives, CEOs, and presidents using blogging to communicate with their employees, so that the employee gets the word directly from the top chief. We also are seeing it being video being used to recognize employees. What a great way, because you emotionally have a connection when you actually see the person. You have that. I noticed with Skype, that was one of the first things I really paid attention to, was how much more connected I felt when I actually could see the person. And
Yeah.
I think
It
Southwest.
brings communication to a whole new level.
Yeah, you were mentioning Southwest is using it quite a bit. Southwest Airlines.
Yeah, Southwest Airlines, for instance, is using Skype. For connecting with their internal branches. They're also using Twitter, for instance, and Facebook. For instance, suppose that a plane is grounded in a particular area for whatever reason. They are immediately on it. Southwest has people that are watching Twitter and watching Facebook regularly, so they can know here's what's going on, and just sometimes to say, hey, we're with you. We know about the weather in Detroit. There's really nothing we can do. It looks like it's going to be around for a while or so, but we're going to do this and this for you. Or if there's a mechanical, they can say, we're aware of it, we know what's going on. And it makes people feel better that someone at least is aware and responding and doing what they can. Southwest is really the model for many of these things that happen. You think about it, call Southwest Airlines sometime and notice how long it takes to get online. You'll probably, in most cases, get on within a matter of a few seconds.
Yeah.
Or maybe a minute or two, versus, say, someone who might play jingly music in the background, and we sit there waiting on hold with the sound, your call is very important to us. Please stand by, and we will be with you in just a moment. Somehow that seems a little bit vacuous after the 450th time we've heard it.
Yeah, you know
That's
something,
true.
we keep talking about Southwest, and John and I keep saying, we've got to come up with some more stories, but Southwest is really cutting edge in so many different areas. It's an amazing airline.
So we've got Skype, we've got Facebook, Twitter, texting, LinkedIn, blogs. Video is like the rage. What are we looking at as the next thing? Is there a next thing coming that you're aware of?
There's always a next thing. If we knew exactly what it was, we could be very rich.
Well, we're about out of time, Terry. We've promised our people that it will be short. Contagious Leader Coaching Club modules. This one's been very, very important because we all know the importance of getting out in front of it, staying out in front of it, and this whole communication piece is a great opportunity for us to distinguish ourselves in the marketplace by being great communicators. So we really do thank you for taking the time all the way from Florida. And one of these days, actually in December, I'm going to be in Orlando, so I'm going to look you up and we're going to get together. We're going to sign off by saying, as we always do, be well.
And be contagious.